Here's a recap for episode 26. Scott calls everyone around the fire pit to talk to them about why they've been talking about him and Catherine behind their backs. Scott tells them if anyone has anything to say it now, because when he was in the den with Catherine, he heard them say his name multiple times. Tariq opens up his dumb mouth and said that Scott is playing a game, that he's not really into Catherine. He's saying that Scott is over-exaggerating his feelings towards Catherine. He goes on to say if the majority of people feel this way, there might be an element of truth to it. Scott is so confused and says what has he said? He hasn't spoken bad about Catherine at all. Tariq then yells saying no one is saying you're saying bad stuff. He then tells Scott that him and most of the people in there think Scott is with Catherine to stay in the villa longer. Then Sammy puts his irrelevant 2 cents in and says that it was weird how Scott was suddenly closed off to Catherine when the getting to know of Leah and Katie didn't work out. I know Sammy isn't talking about it being weird that Scott closed himself off to Catherine when it didn't work out with Leah and Katie. I just know this fool isn't talking. Didn't he decide he wanted to stay with Jess when he found out she was popular with the viewers? Ella defends Catherine against what Tariq is saying. There's a screaming match. Tariq gets up and screams that no guy is going to go up to Catherine and say by the way Catherine Scott said this and that. Catherine yells back at him that if he had genuine concerns to talk to her about it. Catherine, Whitney, Ella, Jess and Scott walk away. Leah and Katie are holding hands and Katie says she's fed up with the whispering under the breath. Then Whitney tells them by the way if you guys have something to say why don't you pull me up privately? Then Katie was like why didn't you pull me? Katie then says that Whitney should pull her to talk. Because she's telling everyone she fancies Zach and she's always the last to know. Katie also said that Catherine told her. Catherine said that she never said that. She said that Whitney didn't know if she liked him because they only had one conversation. Katie says that not once has she pulled her for a chat to ask her if she was okay. Then she walks away crying. They talk. Long story short, Katie said Whitney should have come to talk to her about Zach. Whitney said that maybe there isn't even a her and Zach because they've only chatted twice. All that yelling just for them to make up a few minutes later. Katie tries to talk to Zachariah in bed. Zachariah talks with Katie. Katie tells him that she just wants to be in the loop and he has to tell her stuff whether it's good or bad. He says that he doesn't want to take steps back with her, that he likes where things are going. The villa is having a VIP performance tonight. The superstar that's going to sing at the villa is Neo. When he's done singing, he takes the girls out in front of the villa with an excuse that they're going to take a selfie. They do take a selfie and then Neo is like ladies I got a surprise for you. Then they turn around and there's a car that's going to take them to Casa Amor. The girls are screaming and then the guys are like why are they screaming? So they all run to see what's going on. They all step outside and they notice the girls are gone. Meanwhile we see the girls entering Casa Amor. The boys go back inside the villa and then off in the distance the lights to the Casa Amor villa turn on. Then Mitchell is like guys look over there. Then just like the end of a movie the guys stare at the Casa Amor villa. The girls are still screaming inside the Casa Amor villa. The guys realize they can hear them and start screaming back. The girls get a text about the new Casa Amor guys.